All right, Northwoods Cardboard Gang, today we are going to talk about 3 Pokemon investment moves that you should probably be considering right now, right after this. Alright guys, I'm Ed with Northwoods CCG, and today we're going to be talking about 3 Pokemon investment moves that you should probably be considering right now, and I will break this down for you guys. So, before you do that, of course, be sure you hit that like, that subscribe, and that notify, guys. Really helps the channel along, gets things moving, and keeps the blood flowing for the channel, and really keeps things pumping, so we know we're going the right direction for you guys. When it comes down to it, I've been looking at some investments, and once again, none of these investments are going to be short-term. If you are looking for short-term sealed investments right now, there aren't very many to choose from. Overall, we're looking at more of a long-term environment, and that's exactly how I'm going to continue to portray the items that I'm going to continue to put up here for you guys. So today we're going to look at 3 different products, 3 different items, and we're going to start off with this one, which is going to be Lost Origins. Alright guys, first one I got on the list is going to be, of course, this one, which is going to be the Lost Origins Booster Box. Once again, this is one of those products I have talked about just recently when we were talking about current investments coming up, and this is one of them I'm saying right now is probably going to be the best opportunity to purchase into this. Now, you can wait a couple more weeks, another couple, maybe even a month, and still have some good opportunities to potentially jump in on this particular product, but the reason that I'm actually starting to buy more Lost Origins is because it probably just got its last Booster Box reprint. We should probably see no more coming out of the Sword and Shield block. These products are definitely going to be done when it comes down to booster boxes, in my opinion. We're probably possibly see an ETB reprint because, you know, Sword and Shield and Pokemon likes to kind of throw them out right at the last part of the 2 years run when it comes down to these particular products. And just remember, these are just over a year. But overall, the whole mechanism and the whole gameplay and everything is kind of shifted towards, of course, Scarlet and Violet and a new play style and the new sets and everything that's going on in Scarlet and Violet. So Pokemon is going to try and push you that direction. So do I foresee a large, if any, booster box reprint of Lost Origins after this one? No, I do not. So overall, I think that this would be a good time to probably jump in on this particular product, take your chances on it, and then that way you could get in at probably going to be the lowest prices. So currently, if you look at the chart next to me, there are going to be 2 charts on the screen, which is going to be, of course, the 6-month high and low, and this is, of course, we're right at about the 6-month low, which is, of course, is what occurred right when that was released, and of course towards the end of last year, and now we've seen nothing but Lost Origins continue to gain in price. And then, of course, we got that reprint announcement, and you can see that the chart started to drop and go down and down and down as this reprint kind of unfolded and came into the market. Now, is Lost Origins a bad set? No, I think that Giratina is going to be a really good card overall. There's a great trainer gallery inside of this particular one with that Pikachu trainer gallery. Definitely one of those sets that's going to be really popular coming forward. Pikachu, always a hot commodity once again, and having that Pikachu trainer gallery inside of here is definitely going to be a good incentive for people to continue to open this particular product, and definitely going to have an incentive for people to want to continue to do box breaks and things like that. So once again, this reprint is rolling out. It's starting to move through. We're seeing the systems come through, and I think we're getting to almost probably the lowest that we're going to see this particular product. Right now is the time when I'm starting to purchase into this, and if it continues to go down a little bit, I'm going to continue purchasing it all the way down until we see the bottom. And that's exactly my mindset on this particular product. Overall, I think it's going to do extremely good. It's going to have some really good value overall, and definitely one of them sets that's worth pulling into your sealed investment at the end of the Sword and Shield block. So overall, guys, definitely one of those ones that I'm looking at. Definitely suggesting for people that are interested in their booster box, investments, this is definitely going to be it. Do not think about this as a short-term investment, though. This may be 2-3 years before we really see some substantial gains on this, but I believe with everything I've got that this will happen with this particular set. So once again, definitely jump in on Lost Origins. If you have not done that or have been wondering when to do so, now is the time to probably be starting to or watching it for when it may start to go back up. Then you're going to want to jump on it quickly because I got a feeling once it goes, it's going to go quick. Other than that, we're going to go kick into the next one, which is going to be Silver Tempest. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen, once again, we're going with the Silver Tempest Booster Box. Another one of those reprint sets. It just got its reprint with Lost Origin. And once again, we have seen kind of the similarities between the two. Now, you look at the chart here for Silver Tempest next to me. This is a 6-month chart. Once again, we are the lowest it's been in 6 months on this particular item. Once again, this is a good opportunity to jump in on this. Like I told people before, you could have sold this before the announcement of a reprint and then now gone and purchased it all the way back down around that $128. I've seen them even on eBay and stuff like that running for around $124, $120. So overall, there was some good opportunities to sell out of this a little bit and then recapture it here after this reprint. Now it's rolled through. Is this going to be the last Silver Tempest booster box reprint that we're going to see? I would think yes. With the trends we're seeing with Pokemon International currently, I think this is going to be the last booster box reprint that we're going to see of this particular set. ETBs, of course, ETBs are not off the table. We've seen Pokemon International like to throw out ETBs right at the end of these particular sets. It's easier for them to sell at big box stores and move them all over the place. So definitely they are not out of the water for ETBs. I wouldn't be jumping into ETBs in this reprint. I would definitely be pertaining to the booster boxes, and overall that Lugia V still going to be drawing a good premium when it comes down to it. Once again, it's got a good trainer gallery. It's not as strong as Lost Origins, but it's definitely on par with, of course, Brilliant Stars, and this one are definitely running about the same when it comes down to the overall trainer gallery. There are some cards that are desirable in it, but is it going to have the overall strength of like Lost Origins when it comes out of trainer gallery? I don't believe so, but definitely overall a good set in general. The Lugias are definitely a good draw, especially for those OG Pokemon fans. Definitely enjoy those Lugia collections. They're trying to build those. Definitely something that's going to be there. I hope that hopefully, fingers crossed, we might see more stuff with Lugia in the anime, because if we do, then it will have another reason to pop off once again. Overall, definitely a great set. I do enjoy opening Silver Tempest. It's a lot of fun to open in general for myself, so I do enjoy this particular one. And with it being at the lowest price it's been in the last 6 months, once again, not a bad time to start jumping in on this. As you can see by the chart, it's already hit a low and kind of bopped up a little bit, but that's on TCG Player. Once again, check it out on eBay and the other sites like that and kind of shop around a little bit for this. There are some good deals out there sitting there about 100, 125. You don't need to go all the way up to 130 in order to purchase this. So once again, definitely some great opportunities once again on Silver Tempest. And once again, this is kind of rounding off the last big set of Sword and Shield, so definitely one of those desirable parts of it too, with of course that beautiful alternate art inside of there that's going to be a draw for those people in the alternate art category. So once again, hopefully this is something that'll help you guys make a decision on whether or not you should jump in on it. I would be purchasing now, even if it dumps a little bit more. I would, once again, just like Lost Origins, I would continue to purchase it as it goes down. I just don't see any reason for it to necessarily go any lower than what it is right now. Even the LGSs are not able to purchase this that cheap. They're either having to bundle this in order to get these booster boxes, or the second part about it on this reprint is they're already paying really high prices to get the booster boxes and the LGSs. So if LGSs are bringing these in, it's not going to be it's not going to go any cheaper than this realistically, just because of the costs for the LGSs to make money on these, and also any kind of online shop for that. So once again, I feel pretty safe that right now we're probably at the lowest price that we're going to see for Silver Tempest, or very close to it. Once again, I'm not afraid to buy at this point in time. I think this is a great opportunity to get into it. And once again, it might be 2-3 years before we really see some substantial gains on it, but definitely going to happen on these particular sets. I think Sword and Shield Black in general, it's got some really good opportunities overall to continue to accelerate and do well futuristically. We're moving to the last one for today. Once again, just going through 3 of them, which is going to be this one. All right, everybody, before we move any further, just a friendly reminder that if you did make it this far into the video, to hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and last but not least, hit that like button. Helps channel out a lot. Obviously, if you made it this far into it, you enjoy the Pokemon investment scheme. And today we're going to go through one more, of course, here right after this, which is going to be Crown Zenith. Alright guys, so as you can see on the screen, this is going to be Crown Zenith. Now, Crown Zenith to me is an interesting set because we did get that large bump right at the beginning, and then it kind of dropped down close to that $55 range. $50 range was, of course, the MSRP on this particular set. It was the last holiday set of Sword and Shield, so it held that $49.99 pricing when it was supposed to be sold, but it really quickly went up to $55, and it's kind of sat there, and then it kind of went after release and kind of went down to that. This chart kind of doesn't do it justice for what we've been able to see in other parts of the market. So yes, it seems like TCG Player has always been a little bit higher. They had a little bit of a blip down, and then it kind of moved up. And once again, we're seeing the prices on TCG Player quickly moving up. Now, is there a chance we might be getting a Crown Zenith reprint? There's always that chance. My only concern is with Crown Zenith is that now stocks are starting to disappear very quickly. And this is why I put this one on this particular video, is because typically I try and give you the lowest point to purchase this, and it's already kind of passed a little bit, but because of how quickly it's going up, you may want to grab a few here and there just to kind of fill that in and try and get a few of these, Even if you look on eBay and some other places, you can definitely find these for around that $55 to $60 range. TCG Player right now is already pushing 65, but there's definitely the opportunity to get some of these a little bit cheaper if you look around and kind of work at it a little bit. And once again, it's going to be a little bit more work than it used to be able to find those little bit of niche markets to try and find that price that's a little bit better than any place else. So this is a perfect example of that particular item. Once again, definitely going up rather quickly. And this is where I would say that if you're interested and you think that Crown Zenith is going to be a good investment, now's the time to be purchasing some of these, maybe one or two every so often as it moves up. If we get a reprint, it could come down. And if it does, that gives you an opportunity to purchase more of them at that low point. But if it doesn't, let's just hypothetically say that this does not get a substantial reprint, and they just go right back into the Scarlet and Violet and just kind of skip this one and say what's out there is out there. That's enough. This price is not going to stay down this low. It's going to move up very quickly, and there's going to not be very many more opportunities to purchase this until it peaks up probably over $100 rather quickly if we do not get a reprint of this particular set. It's a lot of fun to open. I still see a ton of box breakers opening these up in their channels. There's still a ton of people buying these packs from those box breakers. So once again, if that's continuing to happen, the stock of this is going to continue to disappear. And as it continues to disappear, of course, the price is going to continue to move up. So once again, there's either one or two options. One, you buy now. It's not way over MSRP. It's not like you're way out of range when it comes down to it. Yeah, you can get it about $10 over MSRP, which is what you were buying them at GameStop at if you actually purchased it from GameStop and didn't pre-order them because they jacked the price prior to or right at release. They jacked it from 50 to 60, even though they weren't supposed to. And even in that case, you were buying them at $60. You can still find them at that price range. You can still find them out on eBay at that price range. And there's definitely the opportunity to purchase them for that. So it's definitely one of those things that if you're interested in Crown Zenith and you want to look at that as a long-term investment, now would be the time to start buying a few of them. Start working them into your schedule of purchasing and get a few of them. That way, if it does kind of take a little bit of a dive and goes down, and they do get a reprint and a massive reprint just for say, and it goes all the way back down to $50, you can buy some more $50. Overall, if you think it's a good investment at 64 or 64, it's a great investment at 50, right? And overall, that's a good mindset to have. You can cost dollar average that back down, and you can definitely work with that to bring it back. You're not way out of range to where you got to buy a ton of $50 to cost average that down. Just buy a few and just buy them here and there sparingly. If the market continues to go up, then you'll just continue to purchase them as they go up, just cost dollar average up, and then continue to move forward, or buy a mass quantity now and wait for it to happen. And then if it does get a reprint, buy a mass quantity there then and just plan for it. That way you've got what you want. Double up, you average it out, and you're still getting up ahead. But overall, I'm getting a little bit concerned with Crown Zenith because there's been no talks of reprints on this particular set. It took them so long to release all that product. I mean, they took 5 months to literally release all of the product line that they were doing for Crown Zenith. My worry is that they're going to figure that after 5 months of releasing this product and continuing to give the market product, they may not go back after this particular one. Once again, this is all speculation. This is just my opinion. But I could definitely see them not doing any more reprints of Crown Zenith just because of how much they released over 5 months of time. And that may be a big reasoning on why the pricing of this may not settle down. It may go up a lot higher, but if it does go up way high really fast, then Pokemon International might get wind of it, and we will see a reprint. It's just really difficult to say for sure. But if you're interested in purchasing Crown Zenith and thinking that's a good long-term investment like a lot of us do, now would be a time to probably be snagging some of them, kind of working into it, just as a precautionary to be sure to get what you're looking for and be able to get this items on the shelf. Because overall, I don't think that this one is far off to say that this thing could top $100, in the next 2 years. I really don't think that it'd be a hard sell to say that. Can I guarantee that? Absolutely not. That's just my opinion once again, and it's not financial advice. But I definitely do see this one being potentially 2 to 3 years being $100 plus box pretty easily, just because it's a lot of fun to open, lots of hits, and there's lots of opportunities in here for people to enjoy this set. So hopefully, guys, this is a good video for you. Hopefully this helps you out in your Pokemon investment journey in sealed. Hopefully you get some good ideas of when to purchase things, and that way you know that these are the opportunities that we're looking at. And if it was, of course, hit that like button on this video. It helps me out a ton to know that you enjoy this video. Also, when it comes down to Pokemon sealed investment, it's getting a little bit harder to look at the short-term stuff. It's probably going to be more looking at long-term investments that we've been talking about rather than these short-term buys. try and do something in 6 months to a year. Most of the stuff that's probably going to be coming through on my channel and most other channels is going to be long-term, 2, 3 to 5 year out projections for where we think are going to be good products. So other than that, guys, if this was good information, once again, hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and hit that like. And if you do like this kind of content, check out the 2 I'm going to put at the end. We'll see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.